Tsar Bomba. This was the most powerful nuclear weapon ever detonated, developed by the Soviet Union during the height of the Cold War. Tested in 1961 over a remote Arctic island called Novaya Zemlya, it released an energy equivalent to about 50 megatons of TNT, although its original design was even more powerful before being scaled down for safety reasons. The explosion created a fireball several kilometers wide, so intense that it could be seen from hundreds of kilometers away, and the shock wave was strong enough to circle the Earth multiple times. What made it especially destructive was not just its raw power, but the extreme heat and pressure it generated, flattening buildings, vaporizing structures near the center, and causing severe burns even at great distances. The test also demonstrated how uncontrollable such weapons could be, as even the aircraft that dropped it barely escaped the blast. Castle Bravo. This was the largest nuclear test ever conducted by the United States, carried out in 1954 at Bikini Atoll in the Pacific Ocean. It was a hydrogen bomb, far more powerful than earlier atomic weapons, and it exceeded expectations dramatically with a yield of 15 megatons, more than double what scientists had predicted. The explosion spread radioactive fallout over an enormous area, contaminating nearby islands and exposing residents who had not been evacuated. Even a Japanese fishing vessel, located far outside the expected danger zone, was affected, leading to serious international concern. Its significance lies not only in its destructive force, but also in how it revealed the unpredictable behavior of thermonuclear reactions, especially when using lithium-based fuel, which contributed to the unexpectedly massive explosion. B83 Nuclear Bomb. This is one of the most powerful nuclear weapons still in the United States arsenal, designed during the late Cold War as a high-yield strategic bomb. Unlike earlier massive bombs that focused only on size, the B83 is built for flexibility, with adjustable explosive power that can reach up to 1.2 megatons depending on the mission. It can be delivered by aircraft and is designed to penetrate deep into the ground before detonation, making it especially destructive against hardened underground bunkers, missile silos, and command centers. Its design reflects a shift toward more precise but still devastating nuclear capabilities, allowing it to be used in a wider range of scenarios while maintaining a high level of destructive potential. RDS-37. This was the Soviet Union's first successful two-stage thermonuclear weapon, tested in 1955 and marking a major breakthrough in nuclear engineering. It introduced a staged design that allowed a smaller initial explosion to trigger a much larger secondary fusion reaction, greatly increasing overall yield. The blast reached around 1.6 megatons and demonstrated how nuclear weapons could be scaled to far greater power than earlier atomic bombs. It also caused widespread damage during testing, including shattered windows and structural destruction far from the test site. This weapon played a key role in shaping the future of nuclear arsenals, proving that multi-stage designs could reliably produce massive explosions. W88 Warhead. This is a modern nuclear warhead used on submarine-launched ballistic missiles by the United States, representing a more advanced and compact approach to nuclear weapon design. While smaller in size compared to early hydrogen bombs, it still carries a yield of around 475 kilotons, which is many times more powerful than the bombs used in World War II. Its real strength lies in accuracy, reliability, and deployment. Being launched from submarines hidden deep in the ocean makes it extremely difficult to detect or intercept, ensuring a second strike capability. Its precision allows it to strike hardened military targets with devastating effectiveness, showing how modern nuclear strategy focuses on efficiency rather than sheer size. Little Boy. This was the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima in 1945, marking the first use of nuclear weapons in war and changing global history forever. It used a simple gun-type design where two pieces of uranium were forced together to create a nuclear explosion. Its yield was about 15 kilotons, far smaller than later weapons, yet it caused immense destruction and loss of life. The explosion destroyed a large portion of the city instantly, with intense heat igniting fires across wide areas and radiation causing long-term health effects for survivors. Its impact went beyond physical destruction. introducing the world to a new and terrifying kind of weapon that would shape international politics for decades. Fat Man. This was the second atomic bomb used in World War II, dropped on Nagasaki just 3 days after Hiroshima. It used a more complex implosion design, where conventional explosives compressed a plutonium core to trigger the nuclear reaction. With a yield of around 20 kilotons, it caused widespread destruction, although the surrounding hills limited the blast compared to Hiroshima. Even so, entire districts were leveled, and many lives were lost instantly, with others affected by radiation in the following years. Together with Little Boy, it demonstrated how different nuclear designs could achieve similar destructive outcomes, while also pushing forward the development of more advanced nuclear technologies. B41 Nuclear Bomb. This was the most powerful nuclear bomb ever deployed by the United States, active during the early 1960s when the arms race was at its peak and competition between superpowers drove rapid advancements in weapon design. It had a maximum yield of about 25 megatons, placing it among the highest yield weapons ever built and making it capable of causing destruction on a massive scale. Unlike Tsar Bomba, which served mainly as a demonstration, the B41 was actually part of the operational arsenal and could be delivered by strategic bombers, giving it real-world military use. Its immense power meant it could destroy entire metropolitan regions in a single strike with devastating blast waves, extreme heat, and long-lasting radiation effects. It reflected a period when nuclear strategy focused heavily on overwhelming destructive capability as a form of deterrence, where sheer power was seen as a way to prevent conflict. DF-41 Warhead System. This is a modern Chinese intercontinental ballistic missile capable of carrying multiple nuclear warheads, known as M1RVs, which can be directed toward different targets over long distances. Each individual warhead may not match the largest historical bombs in size, but the system's ability to deliver several warheads simultaneously makes it extremely destructive and strategically significant. It can travel vast distances across continents at high speed and is designed to evade missile defense systems through maneuverability and the use of decoys. The missile can also be launched from mobile platforms, increasing its flexibility and survivability. This system represents a shift from relying on a single massive explosion to coordinating multiple precise strikes, greatly increasing the overall impact and complexity of modern nuclear warfare. Neutron Bomb. This type of nuclear weapon is designed to maximize radiation while limiting blast damage, making it very different from traditional nuclear bombs. Developed during the Cold War, it was intended for battlefield use, particularly against armored vehicles and advancing forces. Its unique feature is that it releases intense neutron radiation capable of penetrating armor and structures, affecting living organisms while leaving much of the surrounding infrastructure relatively intact. This made it controversial, as it was seen as a weapon that targets people more than buildings. It highlights a different approach to nuclear destruction, focusing on biological impact rather than widespread physical devastation. IV Mike. This was the first full-scale thermonuclear device ever tested by the United States in 1952, marking a turning point in the development of nuclear weapons. Unlike later bombs, it was not designed to be delivered by aircraft or missile, but instead built as a massive experimental installation on the island of Alujalab in the Pacific. The explosion reached about 10.4 megatons, instantly vaporizing the entire island and leaving behind a crater over a mile wide. It used liquid deuterium as its fusion fuel, which required complex cryogenic systems to keep it stable, making it highly impractical as a weapon. Even so, the test proved that fusion reactions could be harnessed to produce explosions far beyond the limits of fission bombs, reshaping military strategy and accelerating the arms race. Topol-M Warhead System. This is a Russian intercontinental ballistic missile system designed for both mobility and survivability, entering service in the late 1990s as part of a new generation of strategic weapons. It carries a single nuclear warhead with a yield estimated around 800 kilotons, but its real strength lies in how it is deployed and protected. The missile can be launched from hardened underground silos or from mobile transporter vehicles that move across large and remote areas, making it extremely difficult to locate and target before launch. During flight, it uses advanced countermeasures and maneuvering capabilities to evade missile defense systems, increasing the likelihood of reaching its target. This system reflects the modern approach to nuclear deterrence, where reliability, concealment, and penetration capability are just as important as raw explosive power.